All right, here we are, people. Party people. Hello, it is day 7. I can almost not believe that this was happening, y'all. It's day 7 of 10 paintings in 10 days, and I am super stoked about today. I am grateful that you are here. Thank you for tuning in and watching. If you have clicked on this video and you're like, oh my goodness, what do you mean this is day 7? So I am Sierra Casher, the artist behind 10 paintings in 10 days. And so today is day 7 of a process of me painting what you will see in the background. Um, I'll put her up in a moment, but for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give us an activity. And this activity is because we have all been doing some type of activity throughout our days. And so I felt that it makes sense for us to do something that kind of woo-saws the day out. And so that activity for today is going to be done right here on this paper. We'll get all the lights there so that you can see it very nicely. And yesterday I invited the guests to bring paper. I invited them to bring paper. I invited them to bring something that they would be able to do this as well. And so what I want, give you a few moments. I won't start very, very soon. I will start, but I won't start like that. So I'll give you a few moments if you want to go gather like a notebook that you have some loose leaf paper in, an envelope, even something as small as like a sticky note. You can use a sticky note and you can do these activities. And so today I'm thinking about 2 different activities. Yesterday I did one. And so I'm going to do 2 different activities. And these are, I consider them like mindfulness activities, or activities that will help to ground you. All right. And so that's what you would need: something to write with and something to write on, whatever way that you want to do that. If you want an envelope, if you want a sticky note, if you want a piece of, I don't know, napkin with something with a marker, something to write with and something to write on. And I'll give you a few moments while I re up on water for my painting. Let's get some music. Mhm. Give you a few more moments to get what you need and get back settled. instructions for the activity first, and then I'm going to go into the activity. And I will give you a few moments to do the activity. I say 2 to 5 minutes to do the activity, so that you will have time to think, to breathe, and to go into the activity. So the first activity that we are going to do is I call it a bull's eye. So on your paper, I will show you an example that I have here. Is it on this one? I will show you an example. You are going to draw a circle. If you shop at Target, if you know the store of Target, even if you don't shop there, then that's what I am instructing you to draw a bull's eye, which literally consists of a circle inside of a circle. And I want you to do that 4 times. So I want you to have one circle in the middle, that'll be your bull's eye, and I want you to draw another circle around it, one more circle, and then one more circle around that. So I probably need a darker pen. I'm gonna see if y'all can see that. A bull's eye. So that's a bull's eye. We want to draw a circle in the middle. We want to draw a circle around that one. Then you want to continue that 2 more times. So you're going to have a total of 4 circles. I'm trying to get on something darker so that. One, 2. If you notice, I didn't specify how big because that isn't this activity, however you choose, how big or how small you choose. And so this is what I'm going to show. That's what my circles don't have to be perfect either. I want to make note of that because like sometimes we get in this mindset that the circle has to be perfect, that the circle has to be like that you have to use the bottom of a can or a bottom. No, I just want you to draw 4 circles. And I want to say this before we continue on. All the activities that I'm sharing here, all of the things that I do, and all of the things that I facilitate, this is a space that is free. This is a space that is without judgment. This is a space that is safe. So when you're drawing these things, of course, we're on camera. You can't see what I'm doing until I show it to you. But I won't ever get to see yours unless you see it in through the email. But this is a space that is safe. This is a space there's no judgment. And this is a space where I would like to say this, that you can get it quote unquote wrong. Like wrong. If you and I say wrong because oftentimes we think of, oh, my circle isn't perfect and so it's wrong. Like in this space, there is no right or wrong. There's no right or wrong. So if you have whatever size, however big, however small your circles are, you're fine here. So the next instruction that I would give you for this activity is y'all been cheating, y'all been seeing myself. I want you to think of 3 patterns. 3 patterns. And the most common pattern that I can think of is circle, circle, dot, dot. If you remember that from growing up, I don't know if you grew up like I did, so I'm just gonna say we would say circle, circle, dot, dot. Now I got cootie shot. Circle, circle, square, square. Now I got them everywhere. And so that is a song about patterns. A pattern is when you have more than one shape. In this case, more than one shape repeated. So you can do circle, circle, dot, dot, or you can do dot, dot, circle. And so I'm going to give you a few examples of patterns. So I want you to pick some shapes and I want you to put those shapes into patterns. And then you're going to put that inside of your circle. So shapes and patterns. So here we are. So right before you do this, I want you to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath in, and we're going to do this together. Let's see my favorite over here. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. One more time. In. Out. I feel like I need to do another one. So if you want to join me, I'm going to take another one in. And now I want you to take notice if you feel your shoulders may be tense, like my shoulders are a little tense right now. Your shoulders may be a little tense. You know, your back, your neck, you know. drop your jaw, like unclench your jaw. You know, if you're grinding your teeth, release. And we're gonna go into the activity. So whatever patterns that you chose, whatever shapes that you chose, I want you for the next few moments, and I will put us a timer on for 3 minutes. We are going to draw those patterns inside the circles. If you run out of circles and there's still more time and you want to continue, it's your prerogative. You can continue your patterns and draw more circles. So just a moment, and I'm going to get us a timer. All right. Here we go. So it is now 7:12. We're going to start at, I'm going to give it to get to 7:13. Once I get to 7:13, our 3 minutes will start. So we'll be finished at 7:16. A few more minutes, a few more seconds, I believe. All right, 3 minutes at 7:16 will be complete. Have 2 more minutes. Oh, our time is up. So I'm going to share with you what mine looks like. And this was just a grounding exercise from the day, whatever you've been doing to get you to kind of come to this present moment. That is what I came up with. It looks like a little tidbit. So that's what I came up with, all right? So that was activity number 1. All right, so I want you to kind of move your shoulders again and get loose again. Like for me, I'm gonna move my shoulders. And now we are going to go to here. So let's move our light. All right, so I'm going to be here. And for this activity, what I want you to do is I did not tell you to get paint. I did not tell you to get colors. I just asked you to grab something to draw with and something to write on. So for me, because I have paints, I'm going to do the same things that you do, but I'm just going to add a little bit more layers. So I'm going to use a crayon. I'm going to use a crayon and I'm going to draw out, just draw. Like I'm going to let my hands just go with the flow of whatever comes out. And from there, like I'm gonna draw my breath. Okay, so how I am breathing, how I would like to breathe, how I was breathing earlier today. I'm just gonna draw my breath, and I invite you to draw your breath, whatever that may be. At any point of the day, even like you're like, oh my goodness, I want to breathe softly. You can draw your breath. And so that is my inspiration, is I'm going to draw my breath, and I want you to draw your breath as well, however many moments that you need to take. At least 3 minutes is the minimum, and then we will move on from there. Right now it is 7:18, 7:21, we will move on. Just a tad. Okay, let's move it a little closer so you can see. Okay, there we go. As I say in my previous videos, my kiddos are fun. They're attended to. Will excuse you. Deep celery.
From the top of the charts to the best sellers lists, over 300,000 new titles are now available on Spotify. Listen to audiobooks on Spotify.
As I complete this, you can just go on to draw patterns or whatever you're feeling inside of your design. That was more than 3 minutes. I'm aware. However, I just wanted to because some people may be feeling it and they're like, I really am enjoying this. The object of the activity is to bring you to the present moment. And like even if you're paying attention to how you were breathing earlier, it still is effective in the sense of you're thinking about something and you're thinking about it right now. Now what I'm gonna do is finish this off and then we'll begin painting. I'll chat a little bit and then we'll begin Here we have it, complete for the moment. So I'm going to move this painting over to the side, and we're going to begin on today's painting. Well, today's painting. I'll bring it closer so that you all can see. Okay, so that's all right. So here we are. Here we are. It is day 7 of 10. 3 more days. Why did I do that? I'm trying to do like this. 3 more days. 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 more days. And that's like a little hump. 3 more days, and this will be complete. I'll give you a little backdrop as to what the painting is so far right now, and then we will move into me painting. So I'll cut the music for a few moments as I talk, and then we'll turn it back on. Okay, beautiful people. All right, beautiful people. So, as I said earlier, I am Sierra Casher. I am the woman, the artist behind 10 paintings in 10 days. I am a bit emotional, so let's see. All right, I'm gonna grab some of the footage from today. And it's just me, y'all. It's today, but for the last few days. Like yesterday was just me, today it's just me. Don't have my sidekick today supporting. So there is that truth. Here we are. Okay. As I was saying, I am Sierra Casher, and I am the artist behind 10 Paintings in 10 Days. And I just want to give y'all a little context. I'm going to tell you about the painting as far as I have gotten today, as of today, as of last night. And I want to just give y'all a little bit of insight into 10 Paintings in 10 Days. So I originally started 10 Paintings in 10 Days as a way to see what my production would be like. I wanted to increase my capacity, and at the time, I believed that increasing my capacity meant that I needed to paint a lot. And as I navigated my own work internally, as I read more books, as I started to educate myself on being a creative, because this was not something that I thought that I could actually do. Like, I had been fighting with myself internally about actually being an artist. Like, I wouldn't even say I was an artist. I was like, I'm a creative. And I still kind of go back and forth, interchange those two, and they both are true, but I just didn't feel the ownership of the word artist, because I was just like, man, like, that's something from back in the day that, people didn't make money from. People in my family had said, like, you won't make money doing that. And so I was battling with those thoughts and for a while. And so I was in this group on Mighty Networks. It was called Be Free Project. And I even let her know this more than one time. But the owner, or like the facilitator of that group, she was, if you look it up, you'll read all about it. She really helped me, supported me in owning the word artist. And then I had gotten some coaching, and the coach also helped me to own the word artist. And I just have to say, like, as I'm navigating this, as I'm moving into a different space with my creativity, like, I always want, like, yesterday I spoke, excuse me, about how I'm weak and how I need support and how I need help. And I just want to speak to this notion that I'm not doing this all by myself, and I don't do life by myself. And I want to just say, like, I don't ever want it to come across like, oh, she's doing it all by herself, or she, doesn't have any support. I'm the face on the camera, but I am not doing this alone. My lovely, supportive, thoughtful, sexy, chocolate husband also is very like supportive of me and very thoughtful when it comes to, oh, she's going to be on here and doing her thing, and like very like affirming of what I am doing. And when I say supportive, that's a podcast episode to talk about how supportive that he is. But I'm saying this to say, like, I'm not just doing this by myself. And the belief that I have now, I borrowed it from, her name is Siobhan. I borrowed it from her when she said she believed in me. And it just really goes to say, like, I didn't think I was going to get emotional about saying that, but it really goes to say, like, you need people. And if you are an artist, or if you're a creative, even if you're an artist, creative, if you are a mother, if you are whatever your titles may be, you need people. And you need people who see you and they support you. And even when you don't believe in yourself, they will push you up to say, hey, I believe in you. And you go on and go on. And I want to make mention of this. It's like her, it wasn't like singled out to just me. Like, Sierra, I believe in you. She facilitated the group, and in the group she believed in people who showed up. And I just say in people, she believed in us all. I would say, I wouldn't just single out people, she believed in us all. And I just want to say, like, community. And then not only just being a part of a community, but being a part of a community where you see the person who is the, I guess, the top person of the community, the person who is the facilitator, who is creating this and connecting you, that person sees you and acknowledges you. And I was able to, like, create Christmas cards in this group as well. And that was like that. Not only did you say you believed in me, but you also helped me and allowed me to use this gift inside of your group, which I don't take it lightly, because the matter is, it's like, people facilitate groups, and sometimes you don't get to do that type of stuff. Sometimes the people, you don't get to see them. And I say that, and then I say I need people. Like, I don't, like, I could talk about my people. I can go single out my friends as well and just say how amazing that they are. One of my friends, when I first started this, um she supported me by saying, hey, I have a camera, and I'm going to allow you to use it, and we can take your production up to the next level, which she has been supportive in the production part of this, virtually. But I say that. Then I have another friend, like, and I don't want to keep singling out all of my friends, but these are two people that I just am like, I just want to talk about. And so the other friend is very affirming and saying, "Hey, I support you. This is what I'm doing." And it's just different for me, especially in a new space. And when I say in a new space of like, I am owning that I am an artist, like from head to toe, through and through, like everything, how I navigate the world. One of my top values is individuality. You see that in the way that I'm painting this. One of my values is creativity. Like I am creative and I am an artist through and through. And so today I just want to make mention of this because as I paint today, I want to bring that energy to my painting of like we're all connected in some type of way. And even if, like I said, whatever your title may be, you need people and not just one person, you need people, more than one person to be connected to that see you, that affirm you, that believe in you. You need to be a part of community because it's amazing to have my friends, but it's also like I'm a part of another community as well. And it's like I'm a mom in this community and I can just be a mom here and I don't have to perform here. I just get to be. And so you communities that you may be a part of, you get to be in the community. Or some communities you may be active and move and like needing to put pieces in. And I think to be honest, like for me personally, I think it's great to add value into the communities that you're a part of and then also take from the community. So give and take. And like I said, like it's a beautiful thing to have people and be connected to people. And then also too, it's a beautiful thing to say, hey, I invite more. So if you're watching this and you click this and you're like, she's talking about art and this resonates with me and you want to connect, I would love to connect with you. If you're an artist, if you're brand spanking new and you're like, I just know, like, I just want to paint, or I just know I just want to create music, like wherever you are, from the brand spanking new to like I've been doing this for 10 to 20 years, because I'm looking for my tribe. I am looking for my tribe of creative people who are wanting to band together to create beautiful things, like beautiful things. Okay. I'm talking about from paintings to sets on a television show, from paintings to sets on a movie, talking about scripts and writing and like all of it from the Rudy to the Tootie, as some people say. I don't think that was what was in my mind, but I don't know if that fits here. But anyways, like I'm saying, like that definitely. Now that I think about that, that definitely doesn't fit. But hello, we are here. Um, but when I say that, what I mean is like brand spanking new. Like I just know I want to create something. You've been doing this for 5 years. You've been doing this for 25 years. You are writing scripts. You're in movies. Like I just want to connect with my tribe. I'm looking for my tribe. And as I continue to push this out and share, my hope is that one person is inspired to do what they love. And especially if you are creative and you are like, man, I'm not doing what I love right now. Sometimes we're in off seasons. You may be in an off season where you're not doing what you love right now and you'll get back to it. And so my hope is that this video is pushing you and nudging you or reminding you as a reminder. If it's also inspiring you to be like, oh man, that's pretty dope. I like what she's doing. I'm gonna do that. And so I bring all of this up to say, like today, that is the energy that I'm pushing into my painting. I yesterday, and I'll show you well, you can see it here. I yesterday did this, and this is me painting her hair or her thoughts. I keep saying hair because one of my followers on Instagram, she reached out and she was like, she thought of it was hair. And that's okay. If you see it as hair or if you see it as her thoughts, whichever. And that's the thing I love is that when it comes to art, you get to interpret it. You get to see what it is that you see. And I get to tell you what it is that I intended it to be, but you get to say, I don't see that or I see that. And I want to agree with that. But these are her thoughts, and I believe that as we are going through transformation, the first thing, the most important thing that changes is our thoughts. That if any lasting change, any change worth having, it's going to be mean that your thoughts are changing to get you in that place. If you're looking to be, this is very common, if you're looking to be an athlete, your thoughts need to change about what it is to be an athlete. Your thoughts need to change about what you eat. Your thoughts need to change about how much you sleep. Your thoughts like if you don't have that already ingrained, and more likely if you're not an athlete and you're becoming an athlete, then that's going to be a process that needs to change. If you're like, hey, I want to be more wealthy, then the process of being wealthy, you want to see, how do wealthy people think? What do they do? How do they show up? How do they connect to people? And then you want to adopt the mindset, because that change will be lasting when your mind is in it. Because when your mind like our brain, if you will, they are two different things, but for the sake of this, I'm going to say this here controls everything else. So if I say, hey, I'm going to do this here first must agree, and then my body will follow. And so I'm excited to paint again today. And like I said, the energy that I am pushing out into the painting, I don't know what it is I'll be adding or painting on here today, but I know that the energy of it is connection. The energy of it is being reminded of people who believed in you, being reminded of your friends, your family, those who are connected to you. And I'm saying, like, when it comes to dreams specifically, like those who are connected to you, who believe in your dreams. And yesterday I made a post on my Instagram, and I was like sharing my friend's shirt about her book. She's an author, a children's book author, and she self-published this book. And so with that being true, I was like, oh my goodness, support is a verb. Like, support is a verb. And so that is the energy that I'm going to be pushing out today as well, because I realize it's just like those who believe in me, those who see my dreams as I've shared them, because I haven't shared them with everyone, but those who see my dreams and they truly believe in me, I know that they believe in me because they support me. Because not only is support is not an adjective, it's not describing, it is a verb, it is action. And so it's like, hey, this person, I believe in you. And that is for me personally what it means for someone to believe in me. And I had to think about this, because I was like, man, what does that mean for you, Sierra? Like, what does support look like? And I'm still kind of navigating what that looks like, if I'm completely honest, like what the intricate parts of that. But I know that the first like principle, or the first like statue that I'll put there, is that support is there. And support, not just in the I'm describing, or not just like the things that I think, but the action that's like, hey, I see you, I'm going to do this. I see you, I'm going to do that. And learning that that looks different for me in different seasons. Like, as I'm doing 10 paintings in 10 days, that's 10 consistent days of me ebbing and flowing into flow, and wanting to be in a flow state to get out what intuitively I feel onto the canvas. And so yeah, and that's something I guess I will share about my process, is that if you haven't watched any of the other videos, you go back and watch them. Maybe about the 15 to 20-minute mark is when I'm actually starting to paint. And I say on my videos, like, my painting process is intuitive. Like, the first I do some type of meditative type thing before I get on camera. I'm dancing, I'm listening to music, I'm getting myself together in that way. And then when I get to here, what I do is I process, or I woosah my day. And it's like, or the moment. And I am like, all of the paintings that you see around are what I have done before I actually started, right? Like, before I actually start to put something to the finished product, or to the canvas, if you will. I put something on to one of my like smaller, it's like canvas like paper, to just like meditate, to become present in a different way, right? And so that is that my process is intuitive, and before I begin, I do some type of like doodle, like meditative painting, if you will. The other part of my process that I am learning, because I'm still in process as I learn what my process is, and the things that work and don't. I still don't know what my creative boundaries are. Like, I'm learning as I'm going through these 10 days, like, man, like, I need to, and this is going to sound what it sounds like. It's like, I need to preserve my energy to produce what I'm going to produce, and not allow something to be in my body, or be in my thoughts, that will disturb what I'm going to put on the canvas. And I thought that's what it was. And then, as I've been in this day is day 7, so technically be a complete week if you think of it as a week. I realized, I was like, man, rest is absolutely a part of my process. That Saturday and Sunday were absolutely amazing. The meditative part is absolutely a part of my process before I begin to put on the canvas. the dancing and moving my body before I begin. That's absolutely a part of my process. And then thinking that I need to preserve my energy was not necessarily true, but I realized that there's something about that. And what I mean by that is like that even if something is disturbed, yesterday I drew that. I told people on the live like how I was feeling I wrote it on something. I was feeling disturbed and unsettled. And then what you got on my I don't know if you could tell, but I'll share with y'all at the end. Well, you can see here. This is the one that I drew yesterday. This is the one that I drew yesterday, and it's depicting how I felt, which was disturbed and unsettled. And then I went to my canvas, and so and then even in that process, I just thought it was so beautiful that I'm learning as I go. Like I don't, and because being an artist isn't something that I can say that I am like used to. Like I, even though it's been years, I have to go back and find out when I first truly started. I want to say at least 2020 is when I really started to take it serious. And I say serious in the sense of like pursuit. And then 2021, I think at the first time I did 10 paintings in 10 days. And then I did again in 2021. I think I did two in 2021. And then this year is the third time. I know I'm on my third time of doing 10 paintings in 10 days. But from all of those 3 times, I've progressed and I've learned so much about myself that I'm like, man, like this creative process is so therapeutic for me and so cathartic for me that I'm like, wow, like like, and that's the thing that I love about creativity. Now, I know y'all didn't come here probably to hear me talk about all this, but this is what's coming out of me. So I'm going to honor it. That this process is so cathartic for me, and it is helping me to discover things about myself that I may not have known had I not put a paintbrush in my hand, or had I not put my hands into paint, had I not started to doodle. Because even now, like someone made a comment, like she didn't make a comment, she sent a video. And it was about, and then and made it, she sent the video and then it said reckoning. And then I didn't know that that was true, that I was in a reckoning phase until I started to paint. And I realized like through my painting and like me getting naked, like naked, I knew was coming, but I didn't think I would paint somebody naked, right? And like I talked about that yesterday. So if you want to listen and hear about that, go to today's day 7, go to day 6, and I talk about how I wasn't even sure, like I wasn't even aware that I knew, and I was a little fearful. I think it was day 6. Just have to go back and watch the videos. But I talk about how I was a little fearful of coming back to the canvas because I was like, I just feel this very transformative energy, and it has to do with being naked. And I was like, well, nakedness, I can show that on canvas. I can just paint my heart out. But now it's physically like the woman does not have on clothes. And I was like, oh, that I didn't know it was literal. So lots of things come up as I create. Lots of things process for me as I create. And it is as much as it is beautiful, it is a process that's also like as I pour out, I need to be poured back into, because I realize I'm like, man, and that's something that I'm kind of learning as I have these 10 days. I'm like, oh my goodness, like you pour out onto the canvas. And then when I'm done, y'all, like the other day, was it Friday? I had a salad prepared for when I was done. And then my husband bought some wings, and I was like, I'm definitely gonna have both of these. So I ate the salad and I had the wings. And I was like, I don't know why I'm so hungry. And I talked to a friend and she was just like, yeah, you're pouring out here. And I purposely get on camera like right now. I haven't eaten because I want it to be like a pure energy. I want it to be like, because when I eat and I get full, and even if I'm eating something like a salad, it's still gonna put something inside of me. So I come from this place. And I think if I'm completely honest, I know it tracks back to like when I used to fast in church and be the day before, let's say the time before we go to church at like 7. By 6 o'clock, I'm not eating. I'm not eating at 5 because I want to be empty when I get ready to go to church to hear and receive the word. And so now I think I've just translated that into my creative process somehow. Don't know if it's effective just yet. I think that it is, but I am still, like I said, in process, learning my process. Um, and yeah, so I wanted to share that today. I feel really good I feel really good. A little parched, probably because I just did all that talking. So I'm gonna drink some water. I'm gonna put our music back on, and we are going to go into today. And like I share my other videos, like I I muse at my paintings. Like I sit there and I look at it and I really am asking my painting, what does it need? And I know the energy that's supposed to be coming from today, that like community and like connection type energy. And so I don't know if that's gonna be me painting in her hair slash her thoughts. I don't know if it's gonna be me painting her body. I don't know if it's gonna be me painting the love. I don't know. And so I share that so that way if you see me not standing here or not standing here, sitting here, and I'm away, I will tell you like, hey, I'm going away to step to the back because I need to see my painting up close for a few moments, and then I pull back to see what I did and to see what is already here, and then I can feel for, oh, this is what's next. And so I don't know how long it takes. Sometimes it takes me. I don't know how long it takes. Sometimes it's like, poof, I know, and then sometimes it's like, nope, I need to sit here for about 5 to 10 minutes to kind of see, like, and feel for, oh, this is the next step. So here we are, gonna drink my water, step away, and then I will have the music playing. And so now at this, what is it? I cannot see it. 59:20 mark. I'm gonna step away and then I'll be back at when it starts to get to 60. We're gonna get some music. Music. Whoa. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Okay, I was like, "Ooh, are we gonna get something?" I had to be patient with myself. I had to be patient with myself. Something is here. All right, here we go. do is I'm about to draw growth. Under here, there's going to be like grass that I'm drawing. So I think I'm going to do that with white paint first and then go over it with like green. So here we my hold is My hope is that you can see it. We have about 15 more minutes and then I will get off. And as always, you can find it over on Instagram at Sierra.Casher. Sierra.Casher is where you can find it. And you can see progress. I don't think I posted progress from yesterday because it was super late. Okay, so 22. Okay, so let's get a little bit of. Here we go. So let's talk about it, y'all. Let's talk about it. Okay, I'm gonna turn y'all a little bit so y'all can see what's happening. So here on the painting, I have drawn a garden, right? I'm gonna move myself so y'all can see. So here on the painting, I have drawn a garden, right? Okay, so there's a lot of stuff happening. I have drawn a garden on the painting here. And this painting is depicting community. Her tears have introduced her into a community. And I think of flowers as a community, like, because when you see a flower bed, there's so many different types of flowers that are in that flower bed. Or they're all the same types of flowers, but they're just growing at different rates. And so when I wrote down the word community, sisterhood, I thought of a hand and I thought of flowers. And I was like, when I think of community, I think of like a cluster. And so I was like, well, let's do like a cluster. Like here, from her tears is growing a community. From her tears, from her her like discomfort came tears, and from those tears she watered into an entire new community. I just think this is so beautiful. I just think this is so beautiful how it's all coming together, especially from the standpoint that her thoughts are a garden and then her tears created a garden. I did not put those two and two together just until now because I'm like, man, I had no idea that this is where it was gonna go. So I will paint over this and give it its like structures and stuff and give it greenery and go into all of that. And so I'm so grateful that you have been watching this long. I'm so thankful that you are here. I'm going to spend my last 5 minutes getting my colors together to put that on here. But I just want to give y'all that, like, that's so good, y'all. Like, that is so good. Her discomfort, her discomfort, she cried tears, and the tears, like, that's just beautiful to me. Like, what? Like, sometimes we don't know that from what we are going through is going to birth such beautiful things. And her thoughts changed, and her thoughts became a garden, and then her tears watered a new garden. And not only is it a garden, but there are butterflies in the garden. Those are two butterflies. Now they gotta, and I used intentionally the the things from her discomfort, the things from her transition, the things that people would say were like what she was going through. I use those things to create what you see here. So these will probably be bugs, like maybe three different bees or three. This is a butterfly. This may be like a part of this flower here, and then this one may be like a bee or something. Because I think like those, like bees hang out in the garden, butterflies hang out in the garden. You have some flowers hanging out in the garden. This one, I'm like, I don't see it yet. I see that it could be some type of like insect, but I will let it take its own shape and form as I continue to go through. And I think also too, like when I think of a garden, I just think of like watering. I think of sunlight, and so I am also thinking to put some type of sun here or some type of ray of light on here. I don't know just yet, but I do know that her tears have created her discomfort. Her tears, like what she was going through, she cried those tears and it watered and created a garden. And it's no coincidence that she first changed her thoughts and they became a garden. So again, I got about 3 minutes now to spend painting, but that is a beautiful job, like beautiful, beautiful. Right, let's do it. So I'm going to layer it first. So I'm not going to go in with a deep green just yet. I'm just going to go in with greens. And then I'll go back and I'll change the coloring for it. And that is my shadow. That's interesting. But what he didn't know, that mama got no lot. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your time. Instagram is available, Sierra.Casher, and you can go there and you will see some pictures of what today ended on. Thank you again. See you again tomorrow.